You want to change. You think about it often. You imagine a different version of yourself, and yet nothing changes. Not because you're lazy, not because you lack motivation, but because part of you is quietly resisting. And most people never realize this. They keep trying to push harder while fighting themselves on the inside. In this video, I want to show you the real psychological reason why change feels so heavy, even when you truly want it. And once you see it, you won't look at motivation the same way again. Almost everyone believes that change is about willpower. If you want something badly enough, you should be able to do it. But if that were true, why do smart, capable people keep repeating the same patterns? They know what to do. They've watched the videos. They've read the books. And still, they hesitate. They procrastinate. They self-sabotage. This isn't a discipline problem. It's an internal conflict, a silent one. And until it's resolved, no amount of motivation will last. The brain is not designed to make you successful. It's designed to keep you alive, and survival depends on familiarity. What you do repeatedly becomes predictable. Predictable feels safe. This is why change feels threatening, even when the change is positive. A new routine, a new identity, a new version of you. To your brain, those are unknown environments, and unknown feels risky. So instead of pushing you forward, your brain quietly pulls you back toward what it already knows. Inside you, there are two forces at work. One part wants growth. It wants clarity. It wants a different future. The other part wants stability. It wants predictability. It wants to avoid discomfort. Neither part is wrong. But when they pull in opposite directions, action freezes. This is why change often feels heavy. Not because it's hard, but because it creates internal tension. And tension, if left unresolved, turns into exhaustion. Most people believe change fails because they lack willpower. But willpower was never designed to carry long-term change. Willpower is a short-term energy source. It works best in moments of urgency, not in everyday life. This is why people start strong and slowly fade. They rely on force instead of structure. And force always breaks when pressure lasts too long. Discipline is different. It doesn't push. It removes the need to push at all. When action becomes automatic, resistance loses its power. Discipline is often misunderstood. People imagine strict rules, pressure, and self-control. But real discipline is not about being hard on yourself. It's about being clear. Clear about what matters. Clear about what comes next. Clear about what does not require debate. Discipline removes negotiation. When there is no internal argument, action becomes lighter. This is why disciplined people don't feel constantly drained. They are not fighting themselves every day. They are following a system they already decided on. Motivation is unpredictable. Some days it appears, other days it disappears completely. Discipline was never meant to depend on motivation. It depends on cues, a time, a place, a clear starting action. When these cues repeat, the brain stops asking why and starts expecting when. This is how discipline forms, not through desire, but through repetition. And repetition is something you can control. Imagine two people with the same goal. Both want progress. Both want change. The first waits for the right mood. When energy is high, they act. When it drops, they pause. The second follows a schedule, not because they feel driven, but because it's time. After a month, the difference is small. After a year, it's impossible to ignore. Not because one tried harder, but because one showed up more often. Every repeated action sends a signal to the brain. That signal says, "This is who I am." When you act consistently, identity begins to shift. You stop saying, "I'm trying," and start saying, "I'm someone who shows up." This shift is subtle, but powerful. Once behavior aligns with identity, effort decreases. You no longer push yourself. You simply act in accordance with who you believe you are. Most people don't fail because they lack ability. They fail because they stop too soon. Progress often feels invisible before it becomes obvious. The early stage is quiet. Results are delayed. Feedback is minimal. This creates the illusion that nothing is working. But growth happens beneath the surface long before it shows externally. Those who continue through this silent phase are the ones who succeed. Long-term discipline doesn't come from intensity. It comes from sustainability. Disciplined people don't ask, "How much can I do today?" They ask, "What can I repeat for months?" They design their effort to fit their energy, not their ideal version of themselves. This prevents burnout. It keeps progress realistic, and it makes consistency possible even on difficult days. Discipline is rarely dramatic. It doesn't feel powerful in the moment. It feels ordinary, repetitive, quiet. But over time, it shapes outcomes more than talent ever could. Talent may open the door. Discipline decides whether you walk through it. And in the end, the people who move forward are not the most gifted. They are the ones who kept showing up.